Good morning, everyone. Today is a good day for two reasons. One, OKC are playing tonight, so obviously I've got to double up on the OKC gear. Um, but yeah, more importantly, Avelino dropped his debut album, God Save the Streets, last night at midnight, I believe. So I'm up early before work. I'm going to try and do hopefully the whole album. I've not done this before on the channel, so I'm going to try and do it so that it's all one video. And hopefully when you're watching this, there should be chapters set up so you can see which sections, or you can go to certain songs if you'd rather see the reactions to them. I don't think I'll do it in one take, but it'll be in one session. So I might have short breaks in between each song, which I'll edit out. But it won't be more than a couple of minutes, just so you can see me react to the whole thing pretty much at once. And yeah, there's no videos for any of these songs yet apart from Vex. So Spotify is what I'll be showing it on. Is there anything else to say? I mean, there's a lot of hype around this album. I'm very excited. I just hope that, firstly, that it's as good as I know Avelino can be, and that it gets the popularity that it deserves. I'm assuming it's going to be good. But anyway, let's have a quick scroll down. So Vex, I have already reacted to on the channel, but I probably will go over again within the context of the album. But other than that, these are all news to me. So we've got WRETCH, that was not surprising, but good. RA. Also, apologies, I am a bit ill today, but I'll do my best. Raf Riley, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is either. WRETCH again. And TIGGS to author. Nice. Cool. 11 tracks. 36 minutes. Let's see how long it takes me to get through. So we're starting out with God Save the Streets, Part 1.
I became a successful criminal, but I amounted to nothing. Do you understand?
Wait.
I never actually became anything but a successful criminal, but I amounted to nothing. I became a successful criminal. I became a successful criminal.
Oh, we're saying the first word.
But I amounted to nothing. Do you understand? I never actually became anything but a successful criminal.
Oh, him.
I told Big Bra ringing back. Yeah, he's in the can still. Skip school, rolling with straps like it's Nashville.
Not ready for this. First of all, I love the production. The intro, that guy, whoever that was obviously reflecting on the fact that he might have become a successful criminal, but he didn't become anything other than that. So let's just drop that in again.
Never actually became anything but a successful criminal.
I told Big Bra ringing back. Yeah, he's in the can still. Skip school, rolling with straps like it's Nashville. And there's no taking it back. I've got his back still. I've seen the realest ones get sectioned off, and that's mad real. Mental health is real up in the hood, but no one talks about it. Kill or be killed, and even runners never walk without it. Trying to get through to the kids, so I got them all around me, but they still roll with automatics, and they're automatics. Bang, bang, and
Wow, so many bars already. And I will pick out particularly good ones, but because what Avelino's like, I will struggle to do sorry, excuse me, every single one. But yeah, and also I find with Avelino that sometimes after several listens I can still find new bars, even if it's old stuff, so it's likely that I'll miss a few anyway, but I'll do my best.
that's mad real. Mental health still. Skip school, rolling with straps like it's Nashville. And there's no taking it back. I've got his back still. I've seen the realest ones get sectioned off, and that's mad real. Mental health is real up in the hood, but no one talks about it. Kill or be killed, and even runners never walk without it. Trying to get through to the kids, so I got them all around me, but they still roll with automatics, and they're automatics. Bang, bang, another man's down on the high road. Never had skies letting it sky though. Now it's writing letters in pen with a biro.
There's been a lot of slick little plays on words, like getting a man down on the high road. Obviously, that's kind of like an oxymoron. And then there was another one just then. Is there a way that I can go?
Bad skies letting it sky though. Nice riding down on the high road. Never had skies letting it sky though.
Never had skies letting it sky though.
Man's down on the high road. Never had skies letting it sky though. Nice writing letters in pen with a biro. Olders don't give him no guidance. Our days guys though. Guy full size trap line was blowing up. He let his dog run it for him. Now the cat's old enough. He's thinking about fucking up his brethren. Cause he's fucking up. He's trying to get his money up instead of playing money up. I've seen the same story like a million times. They go down for stupid money or the silliest crimes. I did F with my killie and my Killian striker. No trace, no case. I'm bringing a flag. I can't trust a soul out there. Cup full of spirits, cause there's no soul out there. Went from boys to men, the end of the roads out there. Can't be in pole position without a pole out there, yeah.
Wow. Boys, wait, let's see what that said me.
Like can't trust a soul out there. Cup full of spirits, cause there's no soul out there. Went from
Cup full of spirits because there's no soul out there.
boys to men, the end of the roads out there.
Boys to
Can't be
men.
in pole position without a pole out there, yeah.
And you can't get pole position without a pole out there. Damn, another good play there. Obviously, like you said, you can't come first without a pole or a strap, essentially.
Soul out there, went from boys to men, the end of the roads out there. Can't be in pole position without a pole out there, yeah. Shotters and shooters, wear the crepe if the shoe fits. Ride out some pedals or the scooters. Kicked out his yard and now he's doing a booting. Do what you gotta do, but no, you ain't gotta do this. Disconnect from the matrix. But there's no oracle in the ends or saviors. Niggas don't know they got in the flesh, brother. All these jewels came with the same chain of events. Yeah.
Wow. All these jewels came with the same chain of events. Yeah, I like the way you put that. Obviously, it's playing on chain of events, but also a chain, jewels.
From the matrix, but there's no oracle in the ends or saviors. Niggas don't know they got in the flesh, brother. All these jewels came with the same chain of events. Yeah, no grind, no shine. When it's gotta take risks, but we had to risk our lives. Ducking no bills, still had to build a line. Most man who tried to make it out ended up inside. Married to the game, so forever hold your.
Most man that tried to make it out ended up inside. Simple, kind of simple line, but that's clever again. I think he's saying, like, yeah, anyone that tries to make it out of the out of poor living conditions often ends up in prison.
Had to build a line, most man who tried to make it out ended up inside. Married to the game, so forever hold your peace. And if you move weight, then that's major key. And these are psalms that our story made us read. I said a prayer in my head, it was God save the streets. God save the streets. Yeah. God save the streets. Yeah. God save the streets. God save the streets. Yeah.
Femoral artery got punctured in 3 places. Right, punctured in 3 places, and I'll show you the scars. You can see it all because I've got the photos and the X-rays. And I never bled. I never passed out. I rung my own ambulance. Do you understand? And I was fully awake.
Okay, so that was track 1. Really like that intro. Also, yeah, I should probably say I don't usually record in the morning, so I feel like I'm a bit slow at the moment, but hopefully I'll warm into it. But yeah, I like that. It was a good intro track. It's Avelino, so I'm almost used to him barring constantly now. Not that it's not impressive, but you know, I expected that, and he did do that. It was quite. I think it's set out the stall. You know, I think the theme of the album is, well, it's quite obvious. There's issues in the streets, and he's obviously deliberately using the Sex Pistols reference to sort of say, and I've seen some tweets from Avelino as well. He's quite anti-monarchy, and I think other things that he considers not to be really that important when there's actually issues in the streets. So, and I couldn't agree with that message more, and love the angle he's gone with on that. So, yeah, like that a lot. Cool. So yeah, next track. Okay, so let's get on to track 2, God Save the Streets, part 2, featuring RA.
Woke up extra early just to give thanks. I just got the new range, mine was on a rich back. Really tryna pedal to the metal, so I did trap. Being impatient, nearly had to lost an impact. But I saw death, saw jail, and I skipped that. I'm my own worst enemy, and it's a mismatch. Yeah, Rolex is fuck a wristband, it's AAA.
I'm my own worst enemy, and it's a mismatch. Damn, I like that reference because it's, to me, mismatch. I think of like sport. Basketball mainly, you know, you say mismatch when it's someone that's either, usually it's when the defender is nowhere near big enough or good enough to defend a certain player, but yeah, he's sending against himself. That's quite powerful.
Match, yeah. Rolex is fuck a wristband, it's AAA V. Anywhere I go, I bring gang. God save the streets. All these games were painful. Now ain't a day that I'm weak. But everything that I prayed for, still man are praying on me. God save the streets.
Everything that I pray for, but still man are praying on me, but not praying on him. They're looking for him, hunting him.
Now ain't a day that I'm weak. But everything that I prayed for, still man are praying on me. God save the streets. Been through hell and it made a beast. Incredible scenes, got targets so they aim at me. Yeah, love when they hate on me. Ran from feds but I chased my dreams. Work on me, I had to work. Drop that ad so this had to work. Look at what I had to earn. Young fire can't crash and burn.
Love his flow switch up there, it was nice. And yeah, a few bars, obviously again, it's like running from the feds, chasing his dreams. Young fire, crashing and burning. Just, yeah, it's pretty much every line.
Chase my dreams, work on me, I had to work. Drop that ad so this had to work. Look at what I had to earn. Young fire can't crash and burn. God save the streets. I was in a trance, trapping when I got the chance. Yeah, God save the streets. Partying with arms, safe to say you had a blast.
Partying with arms, safe to say you had a blast. Fire, obviously he's talking about armed weapons. But then, yeah, playing on having a blast, that was slick.
God save the streets. Partying with arms, safe to say you had a blast. Yo, God save the streets. Fucking with the family blood, I take that shit to heart. Put it off the scale.
Fucking with the... Okay, I don't know if it's just because Avelino started barring more or whether I'm now warming up because I was I was feeling a bit sluggish in the first track. But yeah, fucking with the family blood. What was it? Wait. Yeah, fucking with the family blood, I'll take that to the heart. Like, I love that play because obviously saying like, don't fuck with my family blood isn't like as a way of addressing someone. I take that to heart, but obviously the heart pump blood around your body as well. Fire.
God save the streets. Fucking with the family blood, I take that shit to heart. Got it off the scale, now we're lit, it's off the charts. They've been trying to end us from the start. Yeah, on your marks, get you set up, keep it calm. Streets is dark, when you're on the streets were dark. Gotta feed the fam, but the greed will eat you up. Got you trying to hit the belly with them junkies moving junk. Yeah, that new packs a punch. Man, I've never left the country, but we're always out in country. In the kitchen bagging up, serving food for their lunch. Take away your re-up, money multiplying, add it up. There's no divide when you come roll with mine. Yeah, trapping on stolen bikes.
Right.
Packs a punch. Man, I've never left the country, but we're always out in country. In the kitchen bagging up, serving food for their lunch. Take away your re-up, money multiplying, add it up. There's no divide when you come roll.
Yeah, so he said like multiply and add it up, and I like how there's a pause, and then he said there's no divide, but he's using divide in the sense of like division of people, but it was a slick link to the maths references in the previous line.
Re-up, money multiplying, add it up. There's no divide when you come roll with mine. Yeah, trapping on stolen bikes, living on borrowed time. Line banging, phone decline, there weren't no cool wait in them times.
Trapping on stolen bikes, living on borrowed time. That's slick as well. Like, you're literally saying like, you know, when you steal bikes, you know, it's like a matter of time, you know, before yeah, I don't know, either it gets found or yeah. Every single line, man.
Always sat in country, in the kitchen bagging up, serving food for their lunch. Take away your re-up, money multiplying, add it up. There's no divide when you come roll with mine. Yeah. Trapping on stolen bikes, living on borrowed time. Line banging, phone declined. There weren't no cool wait in them times. The strip was dry, got everything overpriced. I'm looking at man with jewels, thinking I'm supposed to shine as well. I was low getting high as hell, but not off the shit that I'd buy and sell. Stood by the snail, slugs on the ground, they slide with shells. When there's man on the road.
I'm having to let the so I'd say his bars are only ever good or amazing. I'm trying to let the good ones go so I don't stop it constantly, but I couldn't not pick out point at that one.
Jewels, thinking I'm supposed to shine as well. I was low getting high as hell, but not off the shit that I'd buy and sell. Stood by the snail, slugs on the ground, they slide with shells.
Stood by the snails. Right.
As well. I was low getting high as hell, but not off the shit that I'd buy and sell. Stood by the snail, slugs on the ground, they slide with shells.
Stood by the snails, slugs on the ground, they slide with shells. That was slick. Because yeah, he's obviously a slug is kind of like a snail without a shell, but obviously it's double referencing shells and slugs being references for bullets usually. But yeah, I like the exact. It's just a very clever double, and he's very good at doing that. And say again. Yeah, like slugs on the ground. What I'm trying to say is slugs on the ground that slide with shells are essentially snails. So it's kind of like another layer to that. Is yeah, the way he put it together, slick.
On the road trying to find you, can't find the time to find yourself. God save the streets. I was in a trance, trapping when I got the chance. Yeah, God save the streets. Partying with arms, safe to say he had a blast. Yo, God save the streets. Fucking with the family blood, I'll take that shit to heart. Got it off the scale, now we're lit, it's off the charts. They've been trying to end us from the start. Know what you do when you play the streets. Really out here, we play to keep. See my man, this loud as speech.
Oh wait,
Put to the test.
I forgot there's a feature on this. This is RA. Wait, that's so far.
Got it off the scale, now we're lit, it's off the charts. They've been trying to end us from the start. Know what you do when you play the streets. Really out here, we play to keep. See my man, this loud as speech. Put to the test, he ain't by that street. One of these chests sit down and leak. It's 40 cow, this beef. Get an MP like down the street. I'm like, God save the dean. Tired of playing these chests sit down and leak. It's 40 cow, this beef. Get an MP like down the street.
Is that 40 cow this week? Is that what he's saying? I think so. That was slick though. I like the way he put that.
Keep, see my man, this loud as speech. Put to the test, he ain't by that street. One of these chests sit down and leak. It's 40 cow, this beef. Get an MP like down the street. I'm like, God save the dean. Tired of playing with machines.
That was slick as well. Like
Cow, this beef. Get an MP like down the street.
got the MP like Downing Street,
God save the dean.
and then God save the Dean. Like it's I don't know if that's a reference to Islam.
I'm like, God save the dean. Tired of playing with machines. Step out of place, I page and mean. Ever had a 12 gauge in your jeans? Pull that out and show the scene. Pick up the shells, they taking the L. Look at themselves, living in jails. Wet like a wells, did it in cells. Name ring bells and HMP. Age of 15, paper was the main issue. Ever touched something close range and seen the brain tissue? Really.
Wow, it's like that, is it? RA. I love the way that he's flowing on this, and the rhymes are coming quickly. But that last line.
Age of 15, paper was the main issue. Ever touched something close range and seen the brain tissue?
Age 15. Why am I? Sorry, I feel like
Ever touched something close range and seen the brain tissue? Really wanna dead for this game. Did it in cells, name ring bells and HMP. Age of 15, paper was the main issue.
Age of 15, paper was the main issue. So he's talking about money. But then,
Ever touched something close range and seen the brain tissue?
ever seen something touch close range and seen the brain tissue? It's so graphic, right? But it's clever because it's linking tissue and the paper from the last line, is what I was trying to say. But yeah, it's visual, alright?
Close range and seen the brain tissue. Really wanna dead for this game and take the game with you. The gal will set you up on the same night that she laid with you. Brothers and snakes don't lick you down, and a man that's praised with you. Poke out your chest, man, will lick that down, go take that brave with you. Like the bros are bros when it comes to the end, when they dig that grave with you. Beat life, bro, got a 30 with the same issue.
Wow. Damn. Yeah, I really rate that as well. Actually, that felt like more of a complete song. I guess the first track was meant to be an intro, and that, yeah, that had replay factor to me. I definitely want to listen to it. Well, the whole album probably again multiple times. But yeah, there's a clear message so far. The theme has definitely been talking about issues in the streets, as the album name suggests, and they've really made like that. Started exploring that essentially now. So yeah, fire. Right, let's get into the next one. Okay, so Twin Flame is the next track. Let's get into that. As I said earlier, if you skip through, I'm a little bit unwell, so yeah, apologies. I have a throat sweet, and hopefully that's going to make my voice a bit better. Okay.
Yeah. Everybody starts off innocent. Yeah.
Before we even get into this, I like the very different beat here. First two were of a similar vibe, which makes sense. You know, it's part 1 and 2 of a similar theme. This sounds a lot more upbeat at the moment.
Yeah. Everybody starts off innocent. Yeah. Including me, so I relate to this brother like he's really family tree. Never really knew what love was.
I relate to this brother like he's really family tree.
Innocent. Yeah. Including me, so I relate to this brother like he's really family tree. Never really knew what love was, so he had to hit the street. Cause every time he was at home, his mum and dad just used to beef, and it was getting to him. Plus there weren't no food to eat. His sis was getting so hungry that she found it hard to sleep. He had dreams that his mother told him that he can't achieve. He cracked under all the pressure, started linking crack fiends. Should have been at school, but he had work on him instead. Postcode.
Yeah, I can see where this is going. It's reminding me a bit of Top Boy, which if any not seen, it's an amazing series on Netflix. But yeah, that was really powerful, I think, at highlighting how some very good people, young people, usually boys, can get involved. This is where I think this is going, in criminal, violent lifestyles. Because I think people that are not from those kind of areas which breeds that or can influence that don't appreciate that, and they think that if you're involved in criminal activity, you must be a bad person by nature, or you just made bad choices. You could just choose not to be in that. But it only takes you, a young person getting in at a very young age, and often that's it. They're tied in. You know, you can't just leave the lifestyle after a while. Often because people might put you or people you love in danger. So there's like a trap. It's a cycle. So yeah, often you have to either embrace it or, yeah, often be killed, which is awful. Yeah. So that's a bit of I've made an assumption that's what he's talking about, but yeah, watch Top Boy if you haven't seen it.
It was getting to him. Plus there weren't no food to eat. His sis was getting so hungry that she found it hard to sleep. He had dreams that his mother told him that he can't achieve. He cracked under all the pressure, started linking crack fiends. Should have been at school, but he had work on him instead. Post-Cold Wars, he didn't pick this address. No pain, no gain, he was hurt.
Post-Cold Wars, he didn't pick this address. That's such a simple line, but it's hard.
Been to school, but he had work on him instead. Post-Cold Wars, he didn't pick this address. No pain, no gain, he was hurt, blood, it was stress. Just trying to get himself out of ends, had to make ends meet first. Cause mommy's got an empty.
Trying to get him at the ends, just had to make ends meet first. That's a hard line in terms of the wordplay, but also powerful in the sense that he's like, well, yeah, he wants to be better, wants to get out the ends, but he's barely got enough money just to survive at the moment. So how's he going to do that?
Blood, it was stress, just trying to get himself out of ends, had to make ends meet first. Cause mommy's got an empty purse. He knew his dad would leave, but never knew he'd leave in a hearse. No generational wealth, just a
Wow. Said he knew his dad would leave, but not in a hearse. So he obviously didn't. It sounds like he didn't have much. This person he's talking about didn't have much faith in his dad, or he already wasn't around much, but then died young by the time, or younger than expected.
But never knew he'd leave in a hearse. No generational wealth, just a generational curse. From the money.
Another hard line. Generational. So yeah, not generational wealth, generational curse, and that's such an interesting way of putting it, actually, because I've always had mixed feelings about the phrase or the idea of generational wealth. Because on one hand, I get it. this is going to get a bit political now, or even philosophical. On one hand, I get it. Like, if you earn money in your life and you want to pass it on to your family, like, I get that. That makes sense. But the problem can be that then gives it makes things unequal as a starting point. It's a bit of a hard one to sort of judge, because you don't want to penalize people for doing that too much. But then if someone starts their life and they've got, you know, every opportunity open to them compared to someone who's got almost none, it's going to sort of continue that divide going, potentially. And I've never heard that phrase generational curse before, because even though I came from I wouldn't say it was within the UK, it wasn't a sort of like privileged upbringing. You know, I went to sort of the state school, but it was I'm from Suffolk originally, and it was quite a trouble-free area, let's say. Like, I had opportunities, so even though I was not like from a super wealthy family, I felt like I could go to university, etc. But others that are born into environments where either their actual family don't support them, or their friends, or they go to a problematic school, live in a problematic area, like, how are the odds are so stacked against them to change that situation. The most likely outcome is that they'll either bad things could happen to them, or they'll just be part of that same curse, have children potentially, and the cycle will go on for their descendants. That was a massive tangent, but I thought that was really powerful. Generational curse.
No generational wealth, just a generational curse. From the money really came from the dirt and started cleaning up. One foot in the other out, cause you seen enough. But that boy's loyal to the soil, so his team was up. You should have
I've heard earth, was it mud as well?
From the money really came from the dirt and started cleaning up.
Money came from the dirt, cleaning up.
In the other out, cause you seen enough. But that boy's loyal to the soil, so his team
And then
was
soil
up.
again.
Seen the love he was getting once he was getting it. All the parties, they let his brethren bring all their weapons in. It was still grandma's prayers that were protecting him, cause he had a third at the end, second guessing him. And they reckon one of these days was his day of reckoning. Got it from the kitchen, some man were thinking of chefing him. He was paranoid.
Okay, so this guy's obviously made a bit. He's been successful within presumably criminal gang lifestyle. A third of the ends are scared of him, and yeah, something's about to happen. But that last line.
Some man were thinking of chefing him. He was his day of reckoning. Got it from the kitchen, some man were thinking of chefing him.
Got it from the kitchen, so man was thinking of chefing him. That's hard. Yeah. I think the double's obvious there.
Prayers that were protecting him, cause he had a third at the end, second guessing him. And they reckon one of these days was his day of reckoning. Got it from the kitchen, some man were thinking of chefing him. He was paranoid, cause in the cut they stabbed his boy. He felt like the game chose him and he never had a choice. Money or the violence, his older said choose wisely.
Again, that last line there was kind of speaking to what I was saying there. The game chose him, he never had a choice. And if you have seen Top Boy, the story of ATS in that is, I know it's obviously fiction, Top Boy, but I think it's meant to represent what happens to a lot of people. Like, ATS is a great example in that of a very good-natured person who, because of situation factors outside of his control, ended up trying to get involved in gang lifestyle and then immediately had the worst consequences for it. And yeah, it's not like he would have gone in otherwise.
He never had a choice. Money or the violence, his older said choose wisely. Couldn't trust a soul, so he never could choose a wifey. Then he met this good girl with some good traits from a good home. Out of town with his hood mates, and he took her home. He said, baby, life been a bitch, give a dog a bone. She weren't giving it up to him, and it gave him hope. But he weren't trying to get too close, cause anything he ever loved just ended up in smoke. But she was like his twin flame, he felt connected.
Wow, anything he tried to love ended up in smoke. Damn.
Cause anything he ever loved just ended up in smoke. But she was like his twin flame, he felt connected to her soul. It's like his trauma just disappeared whenever she would hold him. So he held her down, showed her off and took her out. Saw a future with her car, presence made him smile. Plus she wouldn't judge him.
Saw a future with her because her presence made him smile. That's another hard, clever line. It's obviously playing on like her presence being there and the present. Slick.
The car presence made him smile. Plus she wouldn't judge him even though he's been through trials. It's too good to be true, he's in the now. He wasn't trying to fall in.
She wouldn't judge him even though he's been through trials. So like, it's kind of playing on like he might have been criminally tried by a judge, but also he's been through trials and tribulations in his life. Hard.
He's been through trials, it's too good to be true. He's in the now, he weren't trying to fall in love. Yeah, he weren't trying to fall in love. Yeah, he ain't ever known love. So he was guilt tripping all the time, but she saw the innocence in his eyes. He weren't trying to fall in love. Yeah, he weren't trying to fall in love. No, he ain't ever known love. So he was guilt tripping all the time, but she saw the innocence in his eyes. Yeah.
And someone asked me the question the other day. Said, what is love? I said, well, love's a commitment. Love's a benchmark on how to protect. Love is accountability and a responsibility to take care and look after others. Is love being given a product that can get you 5 years in prison? Is love giving you a product that can get you stabbed, killed, or shot?
Wow, that was an interesting way to end. I wasn't expecting that song to go that way. I thought it might end tragically. I guess Twin Flame now makes sense, the name of it. Yeah, I really like that. It might be my favourite so far, just based on first listens. I find that with Avelino, sometimes after I listen multiple times to a track, actually it grows on me a lot more. Not that I didn't like anything, they're all fire, but my favourite might change is what I'm saying. But on a first listen, I like that. It was a really nice story, lots and lots of bars, obviously, and highlighting something that is an ongoing, unfortunately, issue, especially in somewhere like London, certain parts of London. But yeah, I like the way that it doesn't condone what that guy did, but it also doesn't judge him. Like that apparent girl that he met, it just explains how he got there, and that's something that I don't think is understood well enough, to be honest. Yeah, I could get more political about this, but it might come up later on. So yeah, let's get on to the next track. Okay, so track 4 is Vicious Cycle / A Word from WRETCH 3-2. I'm excited for this particularly because yeah, big fan of WRETCH, and obviously he's Avelino's OG. So let's listen to this.
I ain't been here in a second. Trenches. And the world keeps turning, but we're trapped in a vicious cycle. It's only so high you can name with a rifle. I see another youth grinding, dark on the moon for the diamonds, trying to make a killing.
I like this beat a lot. I'm gonna possibly say just after 19 seconds, it's my favorite so far.
In the vicious cycle, it's only so high you can name with a rifle. I see another youth grinding, dark on the moon for the diamonds, trying to make a killing, not end up with life as vicious cycle. Man, I'm not cyclist.
Trying to make a killing and end up with lifers. Well, he's trying to make a load of money, and he ends up with around people with life sentences. Yeah.
How you can name with a rifle. I see another youth grinding, dark on the moon for the diamonds, trying to make a killing, not end up with life as vicious cycle. Man, I'm not cyclist. But you pedal back.
Vicious cycle, man, not cyclist. This is going to be like a bar heavy one. I can like even within Avelino's already high standards, I think it's going to be bar heavy.
Killing, not end up with life as vicious cycle. Man, I'm not cyclist. But he's pedal back trapping, running out of dough, so he's trying to get cash in. Cash down, now they want it for ransom, trying to get their hands on a man till he slapped it. Yeah, all about action. He made a scene so they know he weren't acting. Never had a but he's pedal back trapping, running out of dough, so he's trying to get cash in. Cash down, now they want it for ransom, trying to get their hands on a man till he slapped it. Yeah,
trying to get the hands on the man until they slapped it. I like the way he played on that. Obviously, slapped usually means fire any gun, but like you get your hands on someone, slap. Yeah, that was slick.
Trying to get their hands on a man till he slapped it.
Slapped it, yeah.
All about action. He made a scene so they know he weren't acting. Never had a handout, only a hand.
He made a scene so he knows you weren't acting. Wow, that's slick. Yeah, it's saying like, I'm assuming it means like a crime scene. But so that's kind of a double because yeah, if you're acting, you'd be in a scene. But he's not acting in this lifestyle. That means making a scene, as in that means you're not acting. I feel like I said that really badly, but hopefully you understand.
Cashing, ransom, trying to get their hands on a man till he slapped it. Yeah, all about action. He made a scene so they know you weren't acting. Never had a handout, only a hand thing. Ran up on the plug and the vent.
Because usually if he was acting, he would have made a scene. Whereas in this case, making a scene means he's not acting. Hopefully that makes sense now. Right.
So they know you weren't acting. Never had a handout, only a hand thing. Ran up on the plug and eventually ran things. Hunger turning.
Never had a handout, just a hand thing. Again, it's quite a simple line, but clever.
Never had a handout, only a hand thing. Ran up on the plug and eventually ran things. Hunger turned into greed. He hit the belly, had mouths to feed. It got to his head at the world at his feet. But his arms house on every street. I see another youth grinding. Dark on him all for the diamonds. Trying to make a killing, not end up with life as vicious. Cycle, man, I'm not cyclist. But he's pedal back trap.
Musically, this is my favourite one so far. I've really enjoyed the other 3 tracks, but so far this has got the most replay factor in terms of I just like the sound of it as well as what he's saying.
Running out of doses, trying to get cash in. Cash down, I didn't want it for ransom, trying to get their hands on a man till he slapped it. Yeah. Bang, bang, they shut him down. Shutting light and he was shutting loud. On his J's trying to run this town, he wants to run the world, they want to run him.
On his J's trying to run this town. I think that's a Jay-Z reference, the song Run This Town that he did with Kanye and Rihanna. That was it. That's a throwback.
Shut him down, shutting light and he was shutting loud. On his J's trying to run this town, he wants to run the world, they want to run him down. Something told him get up, hustle now. Flip 100 to 100,000. He weren't trying to let his mama down, and now she's burying him on the ground.
Wow. Wow, that came out of nowhere. Just play that, let me get the lyrics right there.
Flip 100 to 100,000. He weren't trying to let his mama down, and now she's burying him on the.
He wasn't trying to let his mama down, and now she's burying him in the ground. And then,
He weren't trying to let his mama down, and now she's burying him on the ground.
wow. That's yeah. I guess the song's called Vicious Cycle. Damn.
100 to 100,000. He weren't trying to let his mama down, and now she's burying him on the ground. It's the same old story, trying to go from the gutter to glory. I don't want war, but man won't bore me, so I got my mask on Jason Voorhees. Pour me, I'm just trying to get rid. I don't want war, but man won't bore me, so I got my mask on Jason Voorhees. Pour me, I'm just.
Jason, yeah, so it's obviously playing on Jason Bourne, I think there, but boring is in stabbing. He doesn't want war, but people want to war him. So he's got his mask on, he's obviously armed. There was a lot of little subtle plays there.
So I got my mask on Jason Voorhees. Pour me, I'm just trying to get rich. Gotta go from a bando to the Ritz. See man, cut yard from bricks. Scarface really scarred us kids. I see another you grinding. Dark.
Wait, Scarface really scarred us kids.
Scarface really scarred us kids.
Go back.
I see another you, Jason Voorhees. Pour me, I'm just trying to get rich. Gotta go from a bando to the Ritz. See man, cut yards from bricks. Scarface really scarred us kids.
Is he saying, because Scarface, it reminds me of, I forget which song now, but Dave has mentioned previously that Scarface kind of glorifies, in some ways, gang lifestyle. Is that what he's saying here? That glamorizing it through certain films might make you think that it's a viable or even attractive option, but that obviously scars people, either literally or mentally, if they try and do it. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Pour me, I'm just trying to get rich. Gotta go from a bando to the Ritz. See man, cut yards from bricks. Scarface really scarred us kids. I see another you grinding. Dark on him all for the diamonds. Trying to make a killing, not end up with life as vicious. Cycle, man, I'm not cyclist. But he's pedal back trapping, running out of doses, trying to get cash in. Cash down, I didn't want it for ransom, trying to get their hands on a man till he slapped it.
What do you want me to do? Be a good person now. Go fuck yourself, mate. I'm a bad man. What?
Yeah, I see this one little dude. He was on smoke, so I rolled him a zoo.
I like that look. That slight change in the beat there was nice.
Cash down, I didn't want it for ransom, trying to get their hands on a man till he slapped it.
What do you want me to do? Be a good person now. Go fuck yourself, mate. I'm a bad man. What?
Yeah, I see this one little dude. He was on smoke, so I rolled him a zoo. He sold dope and rolled with the goons. Heavy metal, that poker was huge. Busy in the cut, just trying to cut through, even though he got.
This flow pocket he's in right now is extra nice. And obviously he keeps borrowing as well, but I can't pick out every single one.
Yeah, I see this one little dude. He was on smoke, so I rolled him a zoo. He sold rock and rolled with the goons. Heavy metal, that poker was huge.
Oh, I didn't notice the rock and roll heavy metal link there. That was slick as well.
He sold rock and rolled with the goons.
Rock and roll. That was hard.
Busy in the cut, just trying to cut through. Even though he's got baggage, he's bagging up food. Ready for war, not ready for truce. He ain't trying to let go, but he might let loose. Duck, duck, and I'm on goose. Whoa, fast money, man.
All right, he's going off now. This is he's up his level again.
Not ready for truce. He ain't trying to let go, but he might let
Loose.
Whoa, duck, duck, and I'm on goose. Whoa.
That sort of chop he's put in his flow as well. Talk to me, Avelino.
Cut, just trying to cut through. Even though he's got baggage, he's bagging up food. Ready for war, not ready for truce. He ain't trying to let go, but he might let loose. Whoa, duck, duck, and I'm on goose. Whoa, fast money, man, I just too slow. He ain't even grown, but he's ran up in a few rows. His next move went left. Caught the sack, couldn't bust no left. His end of the road was a back road in the ends, and he had enough heart, but it hit him in his chest.
His end of his road was like, I don't know why I can't remember these lyrics this morning.
Even grown, but he's ran up in a few rows. His next move went left. Caught the sack, couldn't bust no left. His end of the road was a back road in the ends, and he had
His end of the road was a back road in the ends.
enough heart, but it hit him in his chest.
And he had enough heart, but they hit him in his chest. That's again like. So he grew up. You can't help it. You grew up in the ends, a poor area, and he had a good heart or enough heart, but it doesn't matter. You know, someone stabbed or shot him in the chest. So.
His next move went left. Caught the sack, couldn't bust no left. His end of the road was a back road in the ends, and he had enough heart, but it hit him in his chest. I see another youth grinding. Dark on him all for the diamonds. Trying to make a killing up, end up with life as vicious. Cycle, man, I'm not cyclist. Yeah, instead of pedal bike trapping, he took the long road, no traffic. Could've got caught up, didn't let it catch him. It's all one big distraction.
With captions. I saw the view with a cycle from the view on my cycle. We never chose where we live.
Wow. Firstly, I forgot WRETCH was on this. I love that they've dropped the beat out here. And literally the first thing he says, I viewed the cycle. Was it from the view of my cycle? As in, like, I'm assuming he means, like, potentially trapping on a pedal bike, as I mentioned before. But he can see the cycle while he's looking around, while he's on his bike looking at stuff.
With captions. I saw the view with a cycle from the view on my cycle. We never chose where we live, but we choose to be rivals. At times I had more faith in my mates than the Bible. The church was on the other side. We couldn't pray for survival.
Wow.
How can your mum pay attention when she can't pay for renting? You just lost your brethren, now you can't find direction. Your dad keeps you centered through fear, not affection. It's like your loved ones are helping you prepare for a sentence.
Wow.
I ain't too proud to tell you it's all about pride. When GHETTS got cut, he was holding the inside of his insides outside. Go on.
Wow. When I missed the name, but someone got cut. He was holding it inside his insides outside. Every line has been impactful from WRETCH so far. Every single line.
About pride. When GHETTS got cut, he was holding the inside of his insides outside. Go on, tell me that you're outside. All those pennies for your thoughts wouldn't even make a pound sign. And since money is your breath, and you find comfort in the ends, and trust is now your ex, because love is not respect, and the mirror don't reflect. So you're no longer seeing what the suffering projects. Got you fumbling the bread, so they stuck it on your head, and you wonder why you're vexed.
Wow, that was so good. I think, yeah, I could go back and talk about every line there, but I think it kind of speaks for itself there. I love the way that it literally it was a word from WRETCH 3.2 like that. Yeah, wow. So yeah, overall that was my favorite track so far. I think I said that off Twin Flame as well, but now it's my favorite. I think musically it was the best of the tracks of the first four. The beat, Avelino started to get a little bit more variety into some of his flow patterns, and not only that, it was still a very gripping story with a message, obviously. Yeah, I won't say much more than that. Let's get on to the next one. Okay, so next we've got Vex, which I have heard before, but yeah, I think I still want to hear it again in context of this album. So especially because the last song linked to it directly. So let's get into this. It's also a banger. If anyone that hasn't seen my reaction to this, check it out, because I won't do the same level of breakdown unless I hear something new this time around. But yeah, now I'm hearing it in context of the album. I think it's important to listen to the album in its entirety.
Flip it. Split it. They know that I'm smoky. I've been on fire with no heat. I don't even smoke like that. I'm with a piffing on stogie. Yeah. Bros over hoes, so I pull up with broski. He was on a bus with man, now the gang got bust down chokies. Yeah. Shorty said choke me, then gave me neck. Yeah. Celibate thing just gave me sex. More money, more problems, might have to pay me less. Yeah. Never made enough and it made me vex.
Interesting. Now I hear it in context as well. It's the first track of the album so far that sounds like it was, and I don't mean it's a criticism, but trying to be a single. As in it's put a bit more emphasis on replay value. Is it catchy? Even though they are still saying things, it's a bit more. Like it's to appeal more, I guess. That's probably why That's probably why Avelino released this prior to the album, because it was a banger and catchy.
I just wanna fuck up a check. Show me the money, I'm there. Yeah. Show me respect, money and power, triple threat. I've been on tour, but I'm still on the ends. Nationwide, but I don't do F. Fuck what they said, fuck what you heard, I'm God in the flesh. I'm in Christian down to the creps, public figures on private jets. Yeah. Local lad, but I'm overseas. Just spent more than a gold AP. I don't know what came over me. Yeah. But I'm over the hype, still roll deep when I roll with the guys. We was trapping at Katie Price, saw for a pair of Jordan, but yeah. They know that I'm smoky. I've been on fire with no heat. I don't even smoke like that. I'm with a piffing on stogie. Yeah. Bros over hoes, so I pull up with broski. He was on a bus with man, now the gang got bust down chokies. Yeah. Shorty said choke me, then gave me neck. Yeah. Celibate thing just gave me sex. More money, more problems, might have to pay me less. Yeah. Never made enough and it made me vex. Angry, cross and miserable. I know that I could.
Out of interest as well, because I'm not sort of breaking this one down. As I said, I've done it before, but yeah, who had the best verse on this one? Because even though I feel like it maybe shouldn't be, I rated BACKROAD verse the most, because he's not as lyrically complex as Avelino and GHETTS, obviously, but I think his delivery in general is really, really distinct, and I really like it. So like his verse actually gets me the most hyped of all of them. Yeah, let me know what you think.
Be difficult. I went various schools, but that's not why I've got principles. Hold on,
Yo, G.
I just needed an interval. More money, more problems, but I wouldn't want your problems, cause the real minuscule. Man don't know about anger till they've had a family member killed by cancer. Man don't know about vex till they got innocent members doing a stretch. Man don't know about rainfall until there's a drought and you ain't got a neighbor. Man don't know about indie, cause them boy they're always at the label. I told them, yeah.
I saw a comment about that line, man, about indie, because then man was at the label. I only read it briefly, but the Independent article about Avelino's new album, which surprised me pleasantly, but it talked a bit about how he collaborated with, I forget the guy's name now, but the guitarist from the Sex Pistols, who was involved in this song and gave them Avelino permission to use the God Save the Streets, which is like a sort of a variation on their, I forget what theirs is now, but they did an anti-monarchy album, I think in the 70s. Where's I going with this? And yeah, Avelino said rap is the new punk. And I thought initially that was a bit of a weird thing to say, because to me they're like so different genres and often performed by quite different people typically, as in different backgrounds. But actually I can see what he means, because punk was very anti-establishment, from what I understand. And I would say that at least certain UK rappers are certainly that right now. And it's so interesting and nice to see we should know his name, the guy from the Sex Pistols. But nice to see someone like him appreciating someone like Avelino, who does a very different style of music, probably has a very different background, but actually their goals align, or their opinions on things align quite a lot. So I think what Get's trying to say there is that a lot of indie music is label produced. And I don't think he means that as like as a criticism, but he is much more familiar with largely self-made independent artists, or at least artists that have had to be independent for a long time before maybe eventually getting signed. Because indie, I guess, it's generally just been, the topics are less controversial to some people, so maybe they're safer to sign. And it was the same with punk, I'd imagine. I'm only guessing because I don't know much about punk, but I'd imagine there's probably similar issues with the industry in terms of, signing more controversial acts anyway. Not that Avelino, I would say, is controversial, but some people might think he is just because he talks real shit. But yeah, anyway.
Months, weeks, days, hours in advance. Please, I do not want my flowers in a vase. And a bad boy whip at 15. Couldn't even parallel park, no license. I ain't even had a girl ask. If I shoot my shot, my
dog won't miss.
Outside I take risk.
Eliminate risk.
On a pitch I assist. Lick it. Flip it. Spin it. You know that?
Also, BACKROAD's ad-libs are just... He's a bit like him and Abracadabra, maybe Unknown T. I think they've got the best ad-libs in UK rap.
Lick it. Flip it. Spin it. You know that I'm smoky. I've been on fire with no heat. I don't even smoke like that. I'm with a pippin' on stogie. Yeah. Bros over hoes, so I pull up with broski. He was on a bus with man, and the gang got bust down chokey. Yeah. Shorty said choke me, then gave me neck.
This is so typical of Avelino as well, that even when he writes a catchy hook, it's still laced with bars, double entendres. Like, he never lets up. I don't think I've ever heard even a single line of Avelino's and been like, that was lazy. You know, of course, every line's not going to be as intricate as the next. So, you know, it would have become probably overwhelming then. But I've never ever thought like, oh, that was cheap, that line. Because I think most of the rappers, even if they're overall very good, you hear the odd line, you're like, yeah, we'll see. Maybe on this album he will do well.
Celibate thing just gave me sex. More money, more problems, might have to pay me less. Never made enough and it made me vex.
But this is the Sex Pistols guy.
Just wanna fuck up a check. Vex. I'm one of the best.
Glenn Matlock?
No excuses, I'ma do what I've got.
I think that's his name. But yeah, either way. But yeah, as I said, I've heard that before. I love it. I've had it pretty much on replay since it came out, whenever it came out, about a month ago. So yeah, it's interesting because it's the first song of these 5 now that I've got through, which was less story focused, because I guess it's got like 2 features, and I think it was intended to be a bit more of a popular track in even if you listen to it outside the album. But yeah, it's a banger. So I'm interested to see where he goes next. Yeah, let's get on to the next one. Okay, so on to song 6. This is One of One, a piece by Raph Riley. I've not heard of Raph Riley, so intrigued.
It's no excuses, I'ma do what I've gotta do. Against all odds, is it even impossible? My people starving, so I've gotta get proper food. Might start whipping up just so I can drop the roof. Rooftop parties, all my charges got chains on. Champagne bottles in Chanel, with my shades on. AVs got the city lit, now I'm Akon. One day that'll be
Bar. I don't know much about it, but I've heard that Akon has done several projects in somewhere in West Africa. I forget which country. But yeah, has provided facilities, infrastructure, electricity to lots of people.
AVs got the city lit, now I'm Akon. One day that'll be me and my day ones. I saw this OG and he told me about OT. He told me hold heat and don't ever get cold feet. I started shooting for the stars, now they all know me. There's no runners up when you're in your own league.
This beat's giving me kind of old school Kanye vibes, actually, which is definitely a good thing. I love Kanye's like college dropout and graduation.
Yeah, I'm 101, head to toe in chrome. Fuck that shit, the summer's done. Straight, Ray and nephew in the sun. Got my fucking ting and now these women wanna fuck. Shit, that's what they're calling for. We were just window shoppers. Now I'm in all the stores. Step to the mic and Mike and Mary, Christian Dior.
Oh.
They said I was done at
What was that? Was that Pop Smoke reference?
fuck. Shit, that's what they're calling for. We were just window shoppers. Now I'm in all the stores. Step to the mic and Mike and Mary, Christian Dior. They said I was done at a stage. Can we perform some more? Yeah, the meanest, I mean it. There's Gucci on his body. No, my G don't need no G-list. The realest, I pre the Prada's on the pedal speeding. They know I set the dealership, but not as dealers. Yeah, and there's no.
But yeah, he's obviously going off right now. I think those bars, whilst they were clever, were quite self-explanatory. So I won't break down every single one. But yeah, I like the little pocket he's in now. It's quite chill, quite a chill beat. But yeah, he's still going off.
They know I set the dealership, but not as dealers. Yeah, and there's no going back. For the show, I need a chauffeur. Catch me chilling in the back. I'm on billboards, posters, magazines, and on plaques. Gotta do what I do, cause I'm the only one who can. Yeah, destined for more. I just got bored of the trap. Yeah, just flipped the kilo, got the weight off my back. Really wanted the portions, instead of calling them cabs. Yeah, took off my seatbelt, but my bro stayed strapped. Snap, snap. The papers getting us packed. Girls on me taking them back, but nowadays all of them tap, tap. Got diamonds throwing it back.
Musically, I love this. I love the vibe. Especially now he's switching to this kind of like sing section as well. This is nice. This is nice.
Papers getting us packed. Girls on me taking them back, but nowadays all of them tap. Got diamonds throwing it back. They wanna go for the gold, but I still roll it, gang.
It really has took a lot. And I know a lot of men, a lot of people would have broke a lot sooner.
Yeah, couldn't put me in my place. Was feeling that.
There's been a few little like dialogue bits that have been dropped in from what sounds like the same guy. Yeah, like the link between Vicious Cycle and Vex. There was some earlier on as well. But let me know if you know who that is. Like, is it just an actor? Does anyone know who it is? Or is it quoting somebody else? I'm guessing at the moment it's probably an actor that's saying things that Avelino wants him to say because it seems to fit in quite well, but could be wrong there.
Place started drinking with no chase. I'm gone without a trace, trying to find a way out. Silver lining, grey clouds, found the fun. I guess I'm ready for a rainy day now.
Bars. What is going on? Right. That beat that came in just then for the next song. So I'm guessing Raph Riley is some kind of I don't know what you'd call them. Well, an artist who did that last bit, because that was quite a switch up. I love the way they transition then into the next track with that heavy beat coming in. But yeah, up until that point, well, and after as well. But I like that track a lot. Actually, that's got a lot of replay factor for me because it was nice, a really nice sort of laid back beat. Yeah, as I said, giving me sort of old school Kanye vibes. But Avelino obviously still bodied it. So another good track. Yeah. All right, so let's get on to the next one. Okay, so now I've got track 7, which is So What, featuring, how do you say that? That person, / Smoke Interlude. I can see this is a 6-minute track, so intriguing. Let's just jump back in.
Yeah. out the gutter. Yeah, I never had shit, so what? Started in the bit, so what? Trying to buy bricks, so broke. Yeah, don't watch us, that's just how the kids grow up. Growing up in the ends, shit was hella sticky, we were stuck in the ends. Man, we're getting double crossed and didn't want to repent. Another kid got a 12, I seen a dozen of them. 6 feet under, make a killing of that.
Wow, some bars already. Let's just go back a sec.
Bricks so broke. Yeah, don't watch us, that's just how the kids grow up. Growing up in the ends, shit was hella sticky, we were stuck in the ends. Man, we're getting double crossed and didn't want to repent. Another kid got a 12, I seen a dozen of them. 6 feet under, make a killing or die. Fate can be fatal when you're living that life. Way before we.
Fate can be fatal when you're living that life. Like, well, it's sad, but that's a bar. I love the way you put that.
12, I seen a dozen of them. 6 feet under, make a killing or die. Fate can be fatal when you're living that life. Way before we got girls, there were things on the ride. Instead of trying to fly straight, man, we're letting it.
But we even had girls, there were tings in the ride. So, yeah, obviously ting, at least in UK slang, sometimes used to refer to women, but also guns. So yeah, before they'd even, started like seeing women, they were armed.
When you're living that life, way before we got girls, there were things on the pride. Instead of trying to fly straight, man, we're letting it sky. 21 gun salute, grew up in the 1-5 with pure intentions, but I still had the intent to supply. Better watch your words when you're mentioning.
They grew up in the 1-5 pure intentions, but still had the intention to supply. Wow.
We're letting it sky. 21 gun salute, grew up in the 1-5 with pure intentions, but I still had the intent to supply. Better watch your words when you're mentioning mine. Look what we did to survive. I never had shit, so what? Started in the bit, so what? Got another chick, so what? Yeah, don't watch us, that's just how the kids grow up. Yeah, young fire, old flame really changed shit for me. Had to burn bridges, it was dangerous for me. With that heat in the summer, I ain't safe in my hoodie. Trying to cut through, so my mates got a dully. It's a gamble every day, and know we gain at the bookies. No one couldn't say nothing to me. Started weighing up my options, bro, to the scales out for me. Yo, so grams way before the gram. Imagine if it never went to plan. I just had this image in my head and it was picture perfect. A lot of diamonds dancing with no flash. Trouble in the trash, 100 on the dashboard.
A lot of diamonds dancing with no flash. Lots of bars there, but yeah, I think most of them were like not so complex, so I didn't want to stop it constantly. But yeah, this is nice. This is it's quite a gripping song. Like I just feel like I'm just sitting there and just want to hear everything he's saying.
At the bookies, no one could have say nothing to me. Started weighing up my options, bro, to the scales out for me. Yo, so grams way before the gram. Imagine if it never went to plan. I just had this image in my head and it was picture perfect. A lot of diamonds dancing with no flash. Trouble in the trash, 100 on the dashboard, 100 all in cash. I ain't got a trap no more, it's all the trap, but I wouldn't change a thing if I had to go back. I never had shit, so
I like that. I don't have a trap no more. It's a trap, but I wouldn't change a thing if I went back. So he's saying I did it for a while. I was able to get out of it. So yeah, but I wouldn't change it. It's like part of his come up.
In the trash, 100 on the dashboard, 100 all in cash. I ain't got a trap no more, it's all the trap, but I wouldn't change a thing if I had to go back. I never had shit, so what? Started in the bit, so what? Trying to buy bricks, so broke. Yeah, don't watch us, that's just how the kids grow up. I fear being alone, yeah, until my mom left me on my own. Got nobody down for me, I'm so low, but everybody's counting on me, I'm in need of a
I got nobody down for me, I'm so low. Again, sometimes it feels like in Avelino's mind, they're almost like throwaway lines. And that's hard. Like, if no one's down for you, I mean, obviously it's a play on like down and low, but it's also true, if no one's got your back, then it's not going to help you, is it, if you're feeling low?
Grow up, I fear being alone, yeah, until my mom left me on my own. Got nobody down for me, I'm so low, but everybody's counting on me, I'm in need of a clone.
Oh wait, and also it's a play on solo. Got nobody down for me, I'm so low. So like solo's in one person, but so low I think is what he's also saying. Is in like he's feeling low. That's actually surprisingly, it doesn't sound like it's that clever, but it is.
Just how the kids grow up, I fear being alone, yeah, until my mom left me on my own. Got nobody down for me, I'm so low, but everybody's counting on me, I'm in need of a clone. I'm collecting these queens, I need more than a throne, cause afro. East from streams turn into cash flow. Might spend some money on me on that note. And they drop you by my collar, so I'm in black clothes. Man, I'm dying over jewels, I still want diamonds. No grind, no shine, I'ma keep shining.
I've always wanted to become something.
I never had shit, so what? Started in the bit, so what? Trying to buy bricks, so broke.
Catchy hook this.
Yeah. Don't watch us, that's just how the kids grow up. Blood, and I get it, because the thing about crime and violence is, at first, you might not like it, or you despise it, you get what I'm trying to say, or you don't get it. You feel me? Because man's pure, man's innocent or whatever, but the more and more you're around it, the more you start to adopt it as the norm. You get me? Until eventually it becomes part of who you are, fam. Do you get what I'm trying to say? The next thing you know, man's got youths who, you know, are dead or in the can. That was supposed to be a Stormzy or a Dave or a Michael Ward or a Carlo, or one of these great.
Hey man, that's so true as well. I mean, I love this interlude now with this. The way they started by saying, you might think that you're not going to get involved because you've got, you know, you've got morals, you've got conscience, but then you just by being around it, it becomes normalized, and then as soon as you get slightly involved, and then he's saying, so many of your friends then become either dead or in jail, and who knows what they could have been. And Dave is such a good example of that, because I don't know if any of you haven't seen his early like black box performances, you can see, like, I think he's like 15, you can see how close he was to being, well, either a gang member, dead, or in jail. And he's a genius. Like, he's one of the most creative and intelligent music artists, I think, in the UK right now, just of anyone. And yet he was still so close to being lost in that cycle. And yeah, how many other people has that happened to? We don't know about, you know. Yeah, I like that he's put that in there, because it's something that I've thought as well. Yeah, Dave's early black box, if you haven't seen that, that demonstrates well what I'm trying to say, especially if you know his new stuff, because he still talks about real stuff now, but you can hear the really, really raw pain, emotion, fear in that, which could have so easily led him down another path. But thankfully for the rest of us, it didn't, and for him, obviously.
A Stormzy or a Dave or a Michael Ward or a Carlo, one of these great people, blood, contributing to society, fam, and moving it forward, blood. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But instead, the vicious cycle got him, fam. And for me personally, I wasn't on that, bro. I was just like, bro, I just wanted to be someone, bro. I wanted to be Young Fire, bro. I wanted to be Young Fire.
So was that guy the featured artist? And is he, the way he ended that, I was wondering, is he in prison or something? Like, it sounded like he was speaking from his personal perspective.
And I get high, nigga, I'm so fly. Dope, smoke, like a road. Don't stand for me. No, that's not cold. I am not your enemy.
I'm assuming this is the feature. That makes more sense.
Reload that interlude, cause you know I don't do songs, but if I do, Al Qaeda, wavy, roadable, yeah. Out of show so they come from, yeah. Trying to shit the heavy load. No, I'm the bloke, yeah. Nigga, you are not my folk, yeah. Not the fall, it's the climbing, overstand you declining. Understand the assignment, who bring the vibe in.
And this is nice. It kind of came in quite casually and built up slowly, but some of those sort of like little variations on the beat and the vocals sounding nice. I don't know who these people are, but yeah, it sounds good.
No smoke without Young Fire. You see this style, yeah, we can do both.
Okay.
I just want all the smoke. I just want all the smoke. I might just order smoke. Then make a call, let's smoke. Boy, this is more than smoke. That nigga wanted smoke. And he got smoked so quick, he never saw the smoke. No, this ain't smoke and mirrors. I really want all the smoke. There's so much fire in the booth that I record and smoke.
How is he making such a... I would have expected from another rapper, if they were going to use the word smoke that many times, it would start to sound... They had to be reaching, and it would sound like gimmicky, if you get what I mean? But yeah, he's doing that, and yet it's still telling a story and sounding good.
I just want all the smoke. I might just order smoke. Then make a call, let's smoke. Boy, this is more than smoke. That nigga wanted smoke. And he got smoked so quick, he never saw the smoke.
Wow.
No, this ain't smoke and mirrors. I really want all the smoke. There's so much fire in the booth that I record and smoke. I need a smoke alarm for all the smoke. A spliff and a Smith and Wesson, that sort of smoke. Even had smoke for breakfast, smoke salmon, wake and bake. I smoke weed, focused on my vision. I could see it through the smoke screen. Had to see the light in the dark where they smoke beef, rest in peace. Pop.
Where did that flow? And then like you can hear as well, there's like an added element, like a sort of like bassy vibe.
Had smoke for breakfast, smoke salmon, quick, you never saw the
switches.
smoke. No, this ain't smoke and mirrors. I really want all the smoke. There's so much fire in the booth that I record and smoke. I need a smoke alarm for all the smoke. A spliff and a Smith and Wesson, that sort of smoke.
Switches here.
Even had smoke for breakfast, smoke salmon, wake and bake. I smoke weed, focused on my vision. I could see it through the smoke screen. Had to see the light in the dark where they smoke beef, rest in peace. Pop smoke, niggas wanna smoke me, all the smoke. I want all the smoke. Got so much smoke for these niggas, I'm getting bored of smoke. Cause growing up in hell, I had to inhale the smoke. And I wanted all the smoke. I want all the smoke.
So many lines there that I could pick out, but I like that one, growing up in hell, I inhaled all the smoke. Yeah, if you grow up in a really tough environment, you probably have to inhale it and fire the smoke back, or you'll be another victim of it. I think is what he's getting at there. And then it'll make a cough. Mate, this guy, he's too clever. He's too clever.
I'm gonna have a 101 for that freestyle, man. These are the beats you need to ride now.
Yeah, that was an interesting one, and it didn't feel like 6 minutes. It was kind of like 2 or 3 different elements or tracks put together. But yeah, it's so creative, and he's telling a story throughout this album. I guess it's not even a criticism, but I would say that that's got less replay factor just because it was a bit more of a story, a bit more disjointed. But I absolutely would expect someone like Avelino to have tracks like that on this kind of album because he's sending a message. So yeah, not a criticism at all. Cool. So right, let's get on to the next one. Okay, so up next we've got Sin City with WRETCH 3.2 again, but I'm assuming because it's the first one he was doing more of like a spoken, almost like a poem at the end or speech. So I hope as well, even though I like that, I hope he raps on this one. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I'm in the city trying to spend. Revolt with some bad boys, diddies in my ends. Told the rallies to come.
Revolt with some bad boys, diddies in my ends. Yeah. What was the name of his label? I don't know, we had that song Bad Boys for Life, didn't he, P. Diddy? So I'm assuming it's referring to that.
Trying to spend. Revolt with some bad boys, diddies in my ends. Told the valet it's a convoy, I'm with my friends. Girl are trying to pull me up and shit, I'm pulling up again. Yeah, they know my set trends. Northside, baby, catch me.
I like this beat as well. Very laid back.
Pull me up and shit, I'm pulling up again. Yeah, they know my set trends. Northside, baby, catch me in the West End. It was Tottenham High Road and nice High Street Ken. I was getting curved till they saw me in a Benz. Now when I swerve him, I'm calling it revenge. No hate in my heart, chrome hearts on my chest.
But is he saying that he was getting swerved by girls and now he's got a Benz? I think he's saying they're going to him, but he's swerving them as revenge. Is that what he's saying?
I'm calling it revenge.
Yeah.
Hate in my heart, chrome hearts on my chest. And a doggy dog world, told my dog to invest. Now my D's cutting checks, he ain't getting G check. D's stress, let the shot.
Oh, his flows are so good, man. I probably haven't commented on his flows enough during this because his bars are so impressive that you can sometimes forget to appreciate that too. But the way he delivers the lines, like his flow right now is nice. Let's go back a bit.
My heart, chrome hearts on my chest. And a doggy dog world. told my dog to invest. Now my G's cutting checks, he ain't getting G check. These stress at the shard, we shut it down. They show us love at the Shangri-La. Fuck around and get smoked. I have a cigar, man. I need a new Chanel. Might just take a trip to France.
Oh God.
The streets, we pray. Money, power, and love. We just need some love. How about you? We gon' play, escape. Money, power, and love. We just need some love in Sin City.
I'm at the London night. Started taking in the views. I don't wanna drive. All we ever
Of the London Eye taking in the views, don't want to drive. Obviously playing on like the eye, I think, in viewing. That's good. That was a nice little hook or chorus from WRETCH there. I've not heard him sing on track for a while.
I'm at the London night. Started taking in the views. I don't wanna drive. All we ever saw was red and now I'm colourblind. My brother from another mother's from the other side.
Boy, that's a bar. I only ever saw red and now I'm colourblind. And obviously a very common colourblind issue is reds and greens. So I think he's saying now all I see is green, or like go. That took me a second. That's a bar right there.
I'm colourblind. My brother from another mother's from the other side. No, we're not saints, but I prefer the Central Pay. Dinner dates at night time with a day date. 20 plates and up. I had so much on my plate. I had to serve food now. Take the waitress and able. My guy grabbed grub from me. It was painful. Right hand that feeds you. Don't you know that's disgraceful? Made it out of manner where they'll make you or break you. Every man I brought brings something to the table. Statue up in Libertine and in tape too. Cause any wrong move and they'll catch you out and tape you. Got 'em throwing shade in your borough and the shade room. Drinking non-sweet, but the liquor distasteful.
Oh, so again, the flow was so nice then, and bars. I can't pick them all out, but this man's a freaking genius.
Got 'em throwing shade in your borough and the shade room. Drinking non-sweet, but the liquor distasteful.
Save the streets, we pray. Money, power, and love. We just need some love. How about you? We gon' play, escape. Money, power, and love. We just need some love in Sin City.
Yeah, just left Hatton Gardens. Diamond in the rough, really had it the hardest. Took a Piccadilly, she so picky, shit. Either way, I probably fuck, I just call it stardom. Respect the come up, I ain't want to complain.
I've said it twice, I think, on this track already, but his vibe alone on this track, I love. It's so confident. He's just effortlessly flowing, switching his flows up, and that's beside what he's saying.
I probably fuck. Took a Piccadilly, she so picky, shit. Either way, I probably fuck, I just call it stardom. Respect the come up, I ain't want to complain. We was poverty stricken, now we pour champagne. God save the streets, man, I'm praying like I'm praying. We was really down bad, we just had to elevate. Yeah, sensational. Sensational. Yeah, sensational. Yeah, Sin City, sensational. Yeah, sensational. Fresh to death, too blessed to ever stress. Fresh to death, to death. Fresh to death. Sensational. Blessed, too blessed. Fresh to death. Fresh to death, too blessed to ever stress.
Love that song. And again, a new vibe, you know. It was still maintaining the theme of the album because it's still talking about streets and some of the issues. But I like that Avelino was still able to make a track that fit in, that was a bit more of like a confident flex song. But like, yeah, his flows in that were just, they were hitting. Very, very nice. And I liked WRETCH's input to that as well. Yeah, the fire continues. Let's keep going to the next one. Okay, so yeah, that last one was a banger. I think Sin City's got a lot of replay factor for me. A lot. But yeah, Through My Eyes. Let's get onto this one now.
No, just through my eyes.
Then you would understand me a little bit. 3 white, 1 brown, that's a little mix. All the youngers got sweets on them, is pick and mix.
Wait, let's go back.
That's a little mix. All the youngers got then you would understand me a little bit. 3 white, 1 brown, that's a little mix. All the
3 white, 1 brown, that's a little mix. I think that literally, yeah, because Little Mix, they've got that represents the ethnicity of the band. Bar.
then you would understand me a little bit. 3 white, 1 brown, that's a
little
little mix.
mix.
All the youngers got enough sweets on them, it's pick a mix. Mum's in bitch, she don't wanna be in the bits. Uncle told me I'm the man of the house, I was still a kid. Getting growing pains from the shit I was.
Oh, yeah, that's a hard line as well. He's got to be man of the house, but he's still a kid. I think that happens, especially in poor areas. That can happen a lot for various reasons. You know, whether the dad has just walked away, or they're in prison, or they've died. Yeah, there's an expectation on children to step up, but if you're still a kid.
I wanna be in the bits. Uncle told me I'm the man of the house, I was still a kid. Getting growing pains from the shit I was carrying. Yeah. I see the olders on the block in the drop top. It made me want to drop out of school, so I dropped off a bit. Fuck a professor, I ain't listening, I'm not profiting.
So hard, man. So the olders in their drop top, it made him want to. It's not exactly what he said, but like drop off. And then let's take it back. See what you said again.
Me want to drop out of school, so I dropped off a bit. Fuck a professor, I ain't listening, I'm not profiting.
And then professor and profiting. That I love the way you put that together.
Fuck a professor, I ain't listening, I'm not profiting. Never had a job, I was on job. Getting rid of work every day, I did not stop. And I really set the bar most high, and that's on God. Yeah, you would have seen a lot. Self-sabotage, I told myself I wouldn't be a lot. Really took a gamble on myself, and I beat the odds. Man, I'm really trying to aim at you when you're beating shots.
I took a gamble on myself, and I beat the odds. Again, it's like, it sounds quite simple when I first listen, and you think about it for a second, like, that's hard. That's hard.
Really took a gamble on myself, and I beat the odds. Man, I'm really trying to aim at you when you're beating shots. Trying to get this fast money's got me speeding off in a punto with goods on me like we never came.
In a punto, I love that. That's a throwback to being a kid. Trying to get fast money, so he's speeding off. He thinks of it like in some kind of like nice whip, but he's talking about his come up. So yeah, he's in a Fiat Punto, which probably not a car you normally flex about, but it does the job.
You when you're beating shots, trying to get this fast money's got me speeding off in a punto with goods on me like we never came from a good home. Push me to the limit, and I'm still gonna push though, cause too much will never be enough. Yeah. Then you would have PTSD as well. VVS is on me, I don't need a CV as well. I'm trying to make a killing, you can die in the street as well. In the T, thinking I'm ending up on the T as well. I went off the rails back and I was on TFL. They tried to box me in, but
I went off the rails back when I was on TFL. So he's saying like, I was off the rails at the time when I was regularly travelling on public transport, TFL, Transport for London, if you're not from London. That was hard. I love the way you flipped that.
As well, I went off the rails back and I was on TFL. They tried to box me in, but I delivered. I'm DHL. My dreams didn't shatter the glass.
They tried to box me in, but I delivered on DHL. To be fair, of the couriers, they're probably one of the best. If you'd said every, nah.
I went off the rails back and I was on TFL. They tried to box me in, but I delivered. I'm DHL. My dreams didn't shatter the glass ceiling fell. Yeah. Then you would understand why I had a vision. Really could have stayed in OT, but I had a mission. Trapping nearly trapped me in the cycle, and that was vicious. Man were getting AMs, cause they never had.
Trapping almost trapped me in the cycle, and that was vicious. You can see the links back now to his other tracks, like Vicious Cycle, for example. Damn.
No T, but I had a mission. Trapping nearly trapped me in the cycle, and that was vicious. Man were getting AMs, cause they never had ambition. Instead of smoking ammo, rolling with ammunition, I really had.
The way he's playing on the AM, and then yeah, was it ammunition?
No T, but I had a mission. Trapping nearly trapped me in the cycle, and that was vicious. Man were getting AMs, cause they never had ambition. Instead of smoking ammo, rolling with ammunition, I really had a target, and at first it was hit and miss till I dropped my first hit and I went missing.
Was it a target? It was hit and miss until I dropped my first hit, and it went missing.
Cause they never had ambition. Instead of smoking ammo, rolling with ammunition, I really had a target, and at first it was hit and miss till I dropped my first hit and I went missing. Yeah, then you be blinded. Diamonds, bros, flooded women wanna dive in. Sat on heat.
Oh, some of his flows, man. That pocket he just switched into.
Went missing. Yeah, then you be blinded. Diamonds, bros, flooded women wanna dive in. Sat on heat seats, I'm laid back, so I reclined it. They've been sleeping on me, I can see it on their eyelids. Shootouts, it woke us up when they would rise it.
Wait, that flow is that's so nice.
Then you be blinded. Diamonds, bros,
you get it taken back again.
Yeah, then you be blinded. Diamonds, bros, flooded women wanna dive in. Sat on heat seats, I'm laid back, so I reclined it. They've been sleeping on me, I can see it on their eyelids. Shootouts, it woke us up when they would rise it. We was outside, but we still was outsiders.
I mean, also, since it's, well, throughout, but particularly in this section, I realised that literally everything he's saying is a bar, okay? But I'm hoping that they make sense. That flow, I'm still spun by.
On the eyelids, shootouts, it woke us up when they would rise it. We was outside, but we still was outsiders. All those split decisions, but they still couldn't divide us. I'm glad I value brotherhood and all my guys did.
All those split decisions that couldn't divide us, that's quite hard, to be fair, like, particularly. There's a lot of like high pressure decisions to make if you're living in like that kind of lifestyle. Yeah, him and his brothers, he's saying, weren't divided by that still, despite the splitting reference. That song was fire. Really like that. Really, really like that. Yeah, I don't know how much more to say other than that. That song was a complete package. Had a replay factor, like particularly good flows in it, and obviously yet again he was just rapping his mind off. I mean, I don't know what else to say. He's almost annoying me now, he's so good. But yeah, let's get on to the next one. Okay, so track 10 is Brotherhood, and this has got TIGGS to author in, so very intrigued about this one. Let's see.
Yeah. See my brothers in the hood held on to brotherhood, sharing what we had even though they're stolen goods. I just couldn't stand being so misunderstood. They'll judge you by the cover and...
He's actually pissing me off now. I feel like the start of the album was kind of... Actually, maybe I should say it at the end. I'll review it at the end, but at the moment, he is hitting too hard. That's my criticism.
Yeah. See my brothers in the hood held on to brotherhood, sharing what we had even though they're stolen goods. I just couldn't stand being so misunderstood.
In fact, yeah, that line, sharing everything with their stolen goods. Yeah, it just shows these criminals have sort of moral compass still. You know, they probably stole things because they had to. They were struggling for money, desperate, but yet they share with their brothers, as in other people that are also probably in the same situation.
In the hood held on to brotherhood, sharing what we had even though they're stolen goods. I just couldn't stand being so misunderstood. They'll judge you by the cover and then they'll throw the book. Say thinking.
Say that again, Avelino.
Being so misunderstood. They'll judge you by the cover and then they'll throw the book.
They'll judge you by the cover and then go throw... Was it through the book or throw the book? I'm not sure. Either way, I love the way he flipped that phrase.
So misunderstood. They'll judge you by the cover and then they'll throw the book.
I think he's saying throw the book, and that makes sense because I think he's saying they'll judge you, but then they won't go any further than that, just by the surface.
Started thinking about situations I was in. Still can't believe all the places that I've been. Just to take it in, gotta take another trip. Luggage full of baggage, this pain I'm carrying. But my brothers in the hood held on to brotherhood, sharing what we had even though they're stolen goods. I just couldn't stand being so misunderstood. We were so misunderstood. So my brothers in the hood held on to brotherhood. We was down bad, but no, it went for good. Staring at the future, I had to take a look.
Actually, did I miss a line there?
On to brotherhood. We was down bad, but no, it went for good. Staring at the future, I had to take a look. I need my lucky break, tired of breaking down butch. Brown liquor roll in my red cup when I'm lean. At the Crown Plaza.
Is that brown liquor when I wake up when I'm lean?
Keep break, tired of breaking down butch. Brown liquor roll in my red cup when I'm lean. At the Crown Plaza, I wake up like a king. Just to take it in, gotta take another trip. Flying everywhere, but my bro still on the wing. So deep in the car, I had no time for a trim.
Oh, flying everywhere. See, that just demonstrates how he thinks about things more than your average rapper. Because on the wing references are so common, almost annoyingly common, especially in drill. And they can be often quite throwaway lines like, I'm on a wing like Mahrez. You're like, okay, cool. You could have said any winger then. It's a bit overused. Whereas he just said, I'm flying everywhere, my bro's on the wing, but like on the wing of the plane. So he's obviously talking about a flight reference instead. It was just that little bit of extra thought Makes it stand out.
Take another trip, flying everywhere, but my bro still on the wing. So deep in the cut, I had no time for a trim. Hit a standstill, I moved on to better things.
So deep in the cut, was it?
In the car, I had no time for a trim. Hit a standstill, I moved on to better things. Couldn't make it work, tell me why we're arguing. Had a forest fire and trying to burn your bridge. Had a smoke settled and finally kinda rich. Still show love cause it doesn't cost a thing. Whole load of anger inside me as a kid. Now when I'm seeing red, it's the carpet at the bridge. Never left the country and now we're traveling. Open up the borders, let all my brothers in. Running out of breath, but I caught the second wind. We took hella L's, but it taught us.
Running out of breath, but I caught the second wind. Again, it's another example of him taking a phrase that's already used, like second wind, taking the wind out of your sails. But he's kind of added something to it by saying I was out of breath. Oh, then I got the second wind. So it not only did it give you a boost, like mentally, it actually literally gave you air back, fire.
Running out of breath, but I caught the second wind. We took hella L's, but it taught us how to win. See my brothers in the hood held on to brotherhood, sharing what we had even though they're stolen goods. I just couldn't stand being so misunderstood. They'll judge you by the cover and then they'll throw the book. Started thinking about situations I was in. Still can't believe all the places that I've been. Just to take it in, gotta take another trip. Luggage full of baggage, this pain I'm carrying.
Just me and my bros playing with keys, the doors are closed. Can't see where.
First line, just me and my bros playing with keys, but the doors are closed. That's powerful. Like, he's probably talking, I'd imagine, about metaphorical barriers. So I say metaphorical, but not physical doors. I mean, as in like it might be certain options or paths through life are closed to them. I think is what he's saying.
Just me and my bros playing with keys, the doors are closed. Can't see where I'm going. Godspeed, man can't slow down. Be patient, my brother, be patient. Be patient, my brother, be patient. I got trauma, PTSD from the corner. Skip school, it was outside playing with the wolves and that shit taught us.
He said he controls his PTSD from the corner. I'm not 100% sure what he means by that, but like just the fact that he's talking about having to control it.
Be patient. Be patient. My brother, be patient. I got trauma, PTSD from the corner. Skip school, it was outside playing with the wolves and that shit taught us. Brotherhood, if you go me, my nigga, then I got you. Brotherhood, if you go me, my nigga, then I got you.
I've paid the price for the crimes I've committed. I've been penalised through penitentiary and incarceration. All these things have happened because of the life that I've lived. But that was my consequence of my actions. The trial and retribution of my life has been lived and accepted.
Wow, that was another beautiful song. That end bit bump from TIGGS to Author was so nice. Like his vocals, lyrics, the guitar. Yeah, Avelino's still annoying me. This album's gonna be. It's too good. It's too good. Anyway, let's get to the next one. Okay, so last track, Acceptance. I'm kind of sad it's the last track, to be honest. It's been so good so far, but yeah, it's got to end at some time. So let's hear this last one.
My neighbor just said congrats. Give praise, give thanks. Sis said never forget where you came from, but I ain't going back. I love the ends, but I hate them flats. We were stuck in it, made us trapped. Getting paid made them hate on man, but the plug show me love, so I paid him back. Don't get back, trying to chase that bag. That's what bro used to say to man. We were broke as a joke, now we laugh to the bank of a song that we made for bands.
Wait, let's just say that back.
We were broke as a joke, now we laugh to the bank of a song that we made for bands.
We were broke, now we joke because we go to the bank. Wait, basically he's saying we were broke, we made songs, and now we're making money about the songs we made about being broke, I think, is what he's saying. I like the way that he said that.
That's what bro used to say to man. We were broke as a joke, now we laugh to the bank of a song that we made for bands. Ain't that mad? so dark cause I want the range in black. Couldn't even pay for cabs, now I'm on a yacht doing up vacation snaps. Oh, what a feeling. I was proud, I was battling demons. Can't heal if you don't reveal it. Shit happens, I don't need no reason.
In fact, you can't hear if you don't reveal it. I'll always say that as well.
I was proud, I was battling demons. Can't heal if you don't reveal it. Shit happens, I don't need no reason. Take a breath for a minute, just breathing. If you're from where I'm from and you came out alive, then that's an achievement. If I ever hurt you, then it's cause I was hurt, forgive me. Yeah. And if you ever hurt me, let's put it in the past and make history. Yeah. The future's bright and I knew that. Grew up too fast as a youth. There's things that I had to unlearn, I'm a new man. When you're raised on the block, it'll do that. They're trying to move mum out, gotta move packs. From tea and that's short for trauma. I got food, not boots in my boot bag. I was trying to be an awesome baller. Had a ball in my court, got caught up. Broke down cause I...
Wow, the way he built that up there, I'm taking that back again. That was just building momentum here.
Yeah. And if you ever hurt me, let's put it in the past and make history. Yeah. The future's bright and I knew that. Grew up too fast as a youth. There's things that I had to unlearn, I'm a new man. When you're raised on the block, it'll do that. They're trying to move mum out, gotta move packs. From tea and that's short for trauma. I got food, not boots in my boot bag. I was trying to be an awesome baller. Had a ball in my court, got caught up. Broke down cause of how I was brought up.
The ball in my court, and then you mentioned quarter as well. I think he's making a reference there to like a basketball court, and you play quarters, but also probably like a quarter kilo. It's also a drug reference as well. So hard.
Food, not boots in my boot bag.
Food,
I was trying to be an awesome baller. Had a ball in my court, got caught up. Broke down cause of how I was brought up. Dreaming of a portion of course, I just got stopped by the law enforcement. Making a big deal out of the small stuff. We in abroad, but it's Bora.
Oh, he's too good, man. Making a big deal out of the small stuff, like the mountain out of a molehill reference there, and his flow again.
From tea and that's short for trauma. I got food, not boots in my boot bag. I was trying to be an awesome baller. Had a ball in my court, got caught up. Broke down cause of how I was brought up. Dreaming of a portion of course, I just got stopped by the law enforcement. Making a big deal out of the small stuff. We in abroad, but it's Bora. Clouds been killing my people. Love or money, what's more important? Questions. Did I really need to stress or did I just need me a new perspective? I ain't got enough fingers on both my hands to count all these blessings. Everybody goes through things and I'm no exception. This is acceptance. Yeah. If I ever hurt you, then it's cause I was hurt. Forgive me. Yeah. And if you ever hurt me, let's put it in the past and make history. Yeah. Broke my girls out and the penny dropped. Didn't realize that the stress I caused was really a stress response. Even though I'm good with music, I ain't really good at expressing stuff. And I just place way too much value on all that expensive stuff. Yeah, when all she wanted was love. Yo, my twin flame, I'm fuming, looking in the mirror like, why do you do this? What's the point of...
Oh, my twin flame. So was he talking about himself there? That does imply that he was. Because if I'm remembering correctly, twin flame sounded like he was speaking about somebody else, or maybe he was speaking about his past self. Interesting. I'll keep it going for now.
All that expensive stuff, yeah, when all she wanted was love. Yo, my twin flame, I'm fuming, looking in the mirror like, why do you do this? What's the point of acting clueless when you got a choice?
Well, but then he said, looking in the mirror, why'd you do this? Is he saying that the twin flame is his self, like his conscience or his bad side? He's probably leaving it deliberately ambiguous.
Value on all that expensive stuff, yeah, when all she wanted was love.
It says she though.
My twin flame, I'm fuming, looking in the mirror like, why do you do this? What's the point of acting clueless when you got a choice and you're the one choosing? Mum asked why we ain't moved in together. I told her there's room for improvement, but nobody's perfect, me included. I'm finally human. My neighbor just said congrats, give praise, give thanks. Sis said never forget where you came from, but I ain't going back. I love the ends, but I hate them flats. We was an amazing that made us trapped. God save the streets. Lord knows no one else can. Yeah. Lord knows no one else can.
Is that the anthem? Wow. Just subtly in the background. It feels quite mocking intentionally. That was very subtle. And that's it. Wow, what a way to end the album. I love that. Like, it was a very appropriate song to do. It tied everything up. He referenced a couple of the other tracks. And yeah, again, just musically on point. yeah, fire song. But yeah, what an album. I don't even know where to start, and it's the only slight thing is that my perspective on this album might change, probably not in a bad way, in fact definitely not in a bad way, but as I listen to it more, because Avelino is one of those artists, a bit like GHETTS I would say as well, where at least some tracks in their albums require several listens until you appreciate them on the level that they should be at. But despite that, there was not a bad song on here, not even close. Some songs I know that I'll be going back to. I've been rinsing Vex already, Sin City. God, the last 4 tracks were all like replay factor. Yeah, it's so good. It's got everything. It's got a very clear message, especially with who's collab with in the guy from the Sex Pistols. A clear opinion, highlighting an issue that he clearly feels passionate about. But yet, despite that, the whole album wasn't just hammering home that point. It was still like musically fun. Like there was some a bit lighter hearted tracks as well. Just good variety. So yeah, it's for a debut album, which I understand this is because his other releases of mixtapes. This is crazy good. Like, I don't know if it's just because I am a huge Avelino fan, so maybe I'm biased, but this feels like the kind of project that if it won a Mercury Prize, you'd be like, yeah, fair enough. I see it up there with the kind of standard that Dave and GHETTS produce. But yeah, I just hope it gets the recognition it deserves, because Avelino has been slept on for a long time. And yeah, hopefully not anymore. Hopefully not anymore. But yeah, I don't think I've really got any more to say on that. So let me know. This was the first time I've done a full album reaction. Let me know if you liked it, if anything could be improved, whether this format works, because I could have done it as multiple different videos, but I'm trying it with this one big video with chapters so that you can watch the whole thing if you want to, or pick certain tracks, whatever you want. Because yeah, I'll only do this for particularly either requested artists or artists that I particularly like. I wouldn't do it that often because it takes a lot more work. And this was effectively like doing 11 reactions in one. But next week is Songa's new album, so I'll probably do it for that as well. But yeah, basically all feedback would be appreciated. But yeah, that's the end of the album reaction. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. We'd really appreciate that. Otherwise, I'm out.